Hello? Yes. Today we're over. Today is I congratulate everyone who came here for the 1549th visual prayer. Today as well, the Cheonshim choir had gave us the Hojong praise. The song I Love You with My Life. If you receive the emotion workshop, naturally that heart arises from within your hearts and give such a praise. I believe that these people will become a big figures inside our community in the future. Today there is about 42,000 members here with us today from Cheonwon Church, from Somun University, from Iksan Church, Gangdong, Cheonwon, and so on. Today, Dongbusan Church is having their 555 visual prayer, and Gangdong Church is having their 500th visual prayer. Today, Heavenly Japan, Nagano Church, 18 members came together and prayed together. And Ito Church, 12 people came together. Kanagawa Church, 12 people came together to pray. Yonebok Church, 9 people. Hikone Church, 7 people. And Japanese members are coming together to pray. And for Japan, Heavenly Japan, there is currently 15,000 places connected online offering this devotion. And through this devotion, many miracles are happening. And as we are preparing for the great works as well, people, about 7,500 for the great works as well. People, about 7,500 people, 7,500 members had registered for the great works, and we are seeing the results of those devotions like this. April 24th, April 22, we heard the Japanese pastor's testimony about overcoming 5,000 people. Before the dissolution of the church, there was only about 900 people applying for the registering. But after the dissolution of the church, over 1,000 members had registered within 5 days. And we really see how heaven is working right now. Let's give a big round of applause and encouragement for Heavenly Japan. In this time of hardship is exactly the moment where we feel Heavenly Parents' works much closer to us. I offer my gratitude to every member around the world offering devotion with us tonight. And there are members as well in front of the detention center offering devotion. It's 214th day since True Mother's True Mother had gone into the detention center. And in front of the detention center right now, Japanese Mie Church from Japan came together as well as a group to Korea to offer devotion. And Tongil Mudo, yes, and a message from Tongil Mudo said that we will achieve victory and wipe away heaven's tears and mother's tears. This time, as we offer our devotion into one, as chosen, blessed families, let us become such chosen, blessed families who fulfill our responsibilities. This message was sent by Pastor Song In-young. Today, Kim Sang-ho, team leader, had sang the song "Thank You, My Life." Really, our life, us who right now are living in the very era of the golden age, attending True Mother. When our descendants see us, it is such a lifetime of praise that we will receive. And True Mother had opened the Cheonshim Won, where ancestors can be praised for their achievements. And now there is Hyodong-won as well. And even members who are still alive, you can go to Hyodong-won, holding your hands, holding your grandchildren's hands together, and come here and tell your grandchildren to have that standard. And True Mother is preparing that standard for us to become the ancestors of Cheonilguk. And so I hope that every member here can become a blessed family who can bury themselves, bury inside the Hyodong-won. Even if you lived a good life of faith, you might have been on the registered list for burying into the Hyojong-won, but you never know. You might one day might be taken out from that list if you don't pay attention to your life, because evil spirits might suddenly come into your heart and you might fall into the position of disbelief. If we look at the disciples, they weren't able to repent even until when Jesus was dying on the cross. And that applies to us as well. Until the last breath of our life, until the moment of our Songhwa, we have to live a life where we can be proud in front of our descendants, in front of our sons and daughters, and where our lives can be praised and be one buried inside the Hyodong-won. Going beyond second and third generation, we have to create the foundation where the spirit and earth can connect and be harmonious. And I hope that every single member can become a member who can live a proudful life as a blessed family. Today, Mori Takumi has given us his testimony. He said that he had lived a life of faith in a distance, in a moderate position. But going through the journey of receiving shock from his mother's ascendance to the spirit world, he came to think, what is filial piety? And he really come to ask that question to himself, what is his filial piety that he can give to his mother? And he came to realize that is receiving the faith that she had left for him. And through his devotion, he was able to receive his mother's approval, his mother's encouragement, saying, "You are doing well. See how much you have grown. I will always be with you." And the last moment when his mother went to the spiritual world, it was the picture that was left behind, the last moments that she had left behind was the moments of devotion, was the moments of sincere prayer. And those kind of moments are the most precious moments that you can live before you go to the spiritual world. We have to be awake. If your last moments are moments such as being resentful towards your family, being resentful towards your church, then that cannot be grateful. We have to think, what is the most grateful way? What is the last picture, the last moment you want to leave before going to the spiritual world? The mother, despite being so weak, her body thinning and her body just being so weak, she offered devotion and went to church to do visual devotion as well. And so the son, for the 20th visual Yongson workshop, he had a feeling that this workshop would be his turning point. And so he did his best to pour everything. And on the 4th day, he had realized something. And afterwards, he poured everything, all his devotion for True Mother, fasting, offering vows, morning, afternoon, evening, going to holy ground to pray, doing calling prayers every day. And once he started praying, he prayed for 40 minutes or 21 minutes constantly. And during the visual devotion, he would take notes not to miss anything, and was able to fill 2 notebooks. And amidst all of this, he was able to feel heaven's guidance and feel True Mother's love. And for every day, once he reached the once he had 21 days left of his workshop, he made a goal to give 10,000 calling prayers every day and do 210,000 calling prayers. And also not just him, but his family, his father and his mother, his father and his sister also offered fasting devotion for him. And so, being moved by his own family members' devotion for him, he decided to eat only 1 meal per day, start on his last 12 days of his workshop. And on the 33rd day, during the unison prayer time, when he called out Mother, his heart felt very warm, and tears just overflowed. And at the last day, he had achieved victory, finishing his 210,000 calling prayer. And he was able to proclaim that from now on, for 24 hours, I will become a child who will attend Heavenly Parent and True Parents, and who will become a child who expands the environmental realm of Heavenly Parent and True Parents. And he promised to restore his 2 brothers who had been distanced from church within this year. His mother might have gone to the spirit world, but she had achieved victory. Let's give a big round of applause for both the physical and the spiritual world. That she is here with her son, next to her son, offering devotion with him. And I believe that all of the all of the spirit world is looking at Mori Takumi's mom as well, and giving applause and congratulations for her devotion. And next we have and the next testimony was given by Cheonshim. She had told us that her parents would have fought, she has said that her father had passed away, and she remembers her mother's cry for her husband. But at 10 o'clock sharp, even if her mom's body was tired from work, she would change her clothes right away and head to church right away at 10 o'clock. And she wondered why her mother would offer such devotion. And the mother said, "For my family." And that made her heart moved. Everyone, it's very hard to make your children's heart move. If you have a child saying, "I will never receive the blessing," it is very hard to move that child's heart towards blessing. But despite all this situation, Cheonju's mom had offered such devotion that moved her children, and she had become victorious. I believe she is also offering devotion at this time. Let's give her a big round of encouragement. The most proud parents are parents who have children filled with filial piety. Heavenly Parent within 4,000 years had found the only begotten Son, and within 6,000 years of the providence had found the only begotten daughter. Heavenly Parent's filial child. And so Eun-jo, she is a very precious filial child. When her mother had asked her about the 20th Yeongseong workshop, Cheonjo maybe felt a bit pressured, maybe felt a bit burdened about it, and so she came to the 3-day Yeongseong workshop, and she understood, she was able to see what prayer is, and it gave her the confidence to come into the 20th Yeongseong workshop, even though it was already the 12th day. And as she came here, she really felt and she really understood that true mother is the mother of all mothers, the mother of humanity. Everyone here knows this, right? You believe it, right? You have to understand it. You have to realize this through this devotion. And so we are not. And so true parents is not someone who is swinged by this world. They are the utmost kings and queens of heaven and earth. We have to realize this. I hope you realize this. True parents are truly true father and true mother. If you have this realization, and as she had this realization and offered devotion upon this foundation, she prayed earnestly for her fourth brother to come to the 40-day workshop. And on day 27th, she had received a call from her mother saying that her brother will go to the 40-day workshop. And she went to Cheonshim Won full of happy tears and offered prayers of gratitude to heaven. And she became a person who is able to be grateful in small things and find happiness in everything. And she said she wants to tell the world about this happiness, about this love. and pledge to move forward in witnessing. Let's give a big round of applause to two of the trainees who has testified. And today, Kim Myung-ok, Central Director Kim Myung-ok, from 2020 September until today as well, she had went to 281 churches and shared many grace to the field. And so through these testimonies, we can see that Heavenly Parent is alive. I believe that you had all experienced this indirectly through these testimonies. If your eyes of faith open and really see how heaven is working, if you can see that, then you can truly live a life where Heavenly Parent is with you. Today, the True Parents word that you had read, some of the parts is from the Divine Principle. Spirit is the process where facts concerning the intangible world are first perceived spiritually by the spirit self through the spiritual five senses. And this is then resonated and physiologically perceived through the physical five senses. Truth is that which is perceived directly from the tangible world by human physical sensory organs. You have learned this through the Divine Principle, right? You have to understand this. When your body is hurting somewhere, it's not just your physical body hurting. We're 95% spiritual as well. When you do the ansu, you do face, you do neck, and you go down and so on. Because things that are happening on this physical form is also happening on the spiritual form. And so the time to organize this is the Cheonbo Chanyang time. And the person who really understood this, who really deeply understood this was 홍순의 대모님, True Mother's mother. When she saw blessed families living a life of living a depressed, sad life, a painful, hard life, she came to really understand the spirit and the physical. There were many testimonies today saying that once they organized the central evil spirit, many blessings came out. When we were able to organize our spiritual self, when we were able to organize our spirit, our physical also got organized. Truth is that which is perceived directly from the tangible world by human physical sensory organs. Therefore, perception also comes through a dual process of spirit and flesh. Aju, this is saying that we cannot just understand things by our head. Because human beings were created to become complete only when the spirit self and the physical body are united. A complete human being is achieved when spirit, based on the spiritual process, and truth, based on the physical process, are in perfect harmony, thereby awakening both the spirit and the intellect. Only when the dual perceptions coming through these two processes are in complete agreement does a human being attain a complete perception regarding God and the created world. We have to understand this. If we only believe with our brain, with our mind, with our head, then the history of disbelief will occur. there were so many people in our churches who had came into our church as a member but ended up in the position of disbelief because they were only able to understand things one-sided. They were only able to understand half of the things, which is the head. In this way, God conducts the providence of restoring human beings who have fallen into ignorance due to the fall back to their original state of creation by awakening both their spirit and intellect through spirit and truth. Aju, and that is why the point of restoration is done by spirit and truth. After true Father's ascendance to the spiritual world, true Mother has vowed to restore the church back to the old self, to restore the church back to spirit and truth. That word is also in True Mother's autobiography very well. And also 천성경 we have to have a revival, just like how we had a revival in our Sunday services with True Father. Aju, I said that I will make anew the Korean church into spirit and truth, and True Father had completely 100% approved this. I had said that I will awake the church in spirit and truth. And when I told that to Father, Father said, "Mother, I will help you." That is absolutely correct. What is a church that is alive? What is a church that is breathing? It is going through spirit and truth. What is the way to spirit and truth? True Mother has said Cheonshim Won visual devotion. And in order for us to go through spirit and truth, all churches have to have Cheonshim Won, and that is why she bestowed Cheonshim Won to all churches. Waking in spirit and truth. And when you pray in such state, you can listen to Heavenly Parent and you can feel with all your cells. And so we had came back to the restored Garden of Eden, to the restored Cheonwon complex, to the place where Heavenly Parent has dreamed of. And now with spirit and truth, we have to listen to Heavenly Parent's calling, to Heavenly Parent's voice, and we have to become one in spirit and truth. Aju, you can listen to Heavenly Parent's voice inside your dream and so on, but during the visual prayer, Heavenly Parent can also give us the message through the testimonies in this very time. And we have to have the heart of being able to listen to Heavenly Parent. Aju, we have to think that Heavenly Parent is talking to us every moment. And if we realize and get enlightened, then I believe that heaven will bestow upon a great blessing and help so that heaven's will can be accomplished on earth. And so we cannot just have faith with our mind, with our head. We have to experience it with our truth. Everything that is happening on my physical body is happening through the spiritual resonance that is spiritual resonance. And so if my head hurts or if my body is not feeling well, then you have to also think about the spiritual world and pray and offer devotion. And if you go with such life, then I believe that on this life on earth that you have, you can help revive many spirits. And your soul, your spirit, can be much brighter and can become much cleaner and will be able to become the very body of Heavenly Parent. And I believe that you can become the main character, the protagonist of Seonghwa ceremony. Aju, one heart, one body, one core, that unified state in order to become one with true parents. I believe that those who are striving for that and offering devotion this time, Heavenly Parent will offer you a great blessing. Aju. Let's give a big round of applause to President Lee Gi-sung for his main message.
이 시간